is.
He's not that nice.
Yeah, Rich James is a nice guy.
He's
ever.
not.
He's a
If you
nice
actually
guy.
know him, he's like subtly a douchebag,
Yeah.
but it's like nobody realizes.
I would let him sleep with Chapman's mom. No problem.
Chapman would let him sleep with his mom.
Yeah, but that's my girl I'm talking about. So the thing is that as we're in the parking lot, we see Mitchum's unloading his trunk, and he has like this giant case of juice from Costco, and then a giant thing of like tissues, and Chapman was like, "See, he's so non-threatening. Look at the things he's taking out of his car." And I'm like, "Well, the tissues are because he knew Vinny was gonna cry about the game."
Yeah.
But this is the Division A and B final podcast of the season.
Yeah.
What's a Div A and Beef podcast without taking a shot at me, right?
Never. I mean, that's the show. That's what we do.
Fantastic.
That is the show. We've got rave reviews
It's true.
from our
That's what I'm
dynamic.
here for. I'm the
from our
human
stop talking. From our dynamic. From our dynamic that we've had this year, we have rave reviews.
I'm the human punching bag. What do you want me to tell you?
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
The before we get into the games that just passed, the finals are upon us. We now know the finalists.
Yep.
We will be at the finals. All three of us. Mark will be playing. Unfortunately, Vinny and I will be in the booth.
So he is gonna be in the booth.
He's
He
gonna
had
be
no
calling
idea.
us.
I had no idea.
I told him
He
when
asked
I
me
got
earlier,
here.
yeah, but you asked me earlier tonight. I'm like,
Do you
I
know how
don't
many
know.
things I've had to do this week?
Tell me.
For Media Week? A
Yeah,
lot.
go on. Go
Like 5
detail.
things.
By the way, we
I'm not
watched.
telling
Five things.
details.
5 things.
5.
It was funny. I was asking my buddies about. They were in, a few of them were in the finals, and they were there yesterday. And I'm like, "How was it yesterday? It looked very corny. What was going on?"
What do you
It's,
mean?
You'll
I
see.
saw one guy snapping into a net. I saw 2 guys standing still, like just taking pictures. You can't see what I'm doing, but just taking pictures, like
Final product,
posing.
man. Trust the process.
I honestly, I think it's gonna be awesome the way it's gonna turn out. But I think it was hilarious how it was
Look,
set up.
It's gonna take some time. It's gonna be a Joel Embiid type situation.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good call.
Well
I like that
done.
one.
Well done.
The thing is, we decided was 95% of the press conferences are usually pretty terrible.
It's awful.
I don't
So
know. I've been a part of a couple good ones. I-
95
I've
You're
never-
in it because you're in it, Marco. That's
No,
why.
I'm
It's awesome.
saying I've been a part of. I've seen a couple good ones.
Well, let
Yes.
Chapman speak.
But-
What?
You're the 5%.
Chapman. I'm not talking about myself. How does
Bisher and Springer.
Exactly.
Bisher and Springer
But
was a
that's
good one.
but
That
that's
one
the
was the most
one.
fantastic
That's
thing.
the one everyone talks about.
Yeah.
And it's because you have to be drunk to do the podcast
Exactly.
for it to be entertaining.
And nobody gets drunk enough.
I don't know.
So
I-
we try something different. We try
Yeah.
something different.
No, honestly, I'm joking around, but it actually, I know the way what you guys are trying to do. I can see the vision, and it's gonna probably be sick.
Yeah.
But it's just funny seeing the setup of it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool.
And
When
like, we did a
RDS picks
Facebook
it
Live
up.
thing of it yesterday. I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work.
You probably should not have done the
Okay.
Facebook Live
because
You
it
should just-
looks worse.
It's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be RDS is gonna pick it up. Then the finals. We're gonna be cutting the people talking.
You
and
say
then-
that. You say that.
It's
Like,
Mark who's
You
gonna
say that in
pitch
joke,
it.
but I'm in talks.
I'm not. I'm not saying.
Are
I'm
you
that.
actually in
actually?
talks. Yes.
Yeah, I'm saying
personally.
it's for sure gonna be cool.
I have a personal relationship
When you have
with
someone as beautiful as Marco who could be on camera, of course they're gonna take it up.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Thanks, Vin.
No problem. I'm here for you,
I'm
bro.
still not playing with you in the fall.
But playing this weekend was Montreal's finest and Braves
Yes,
with
sir.
a man who looks a bit like Vinny Galano, Vince Nardone, but with smaller hands, of course.
Same
But-
hairline though. Fantastic.
Braves, it was a bit of a disaster to start. They were 5. Mike Pierce saying had a flat tire. George Garrity was partially
was
blinded,
blinded.
in a welding
What
incident.
the hell? Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause he's a
What?
welder.
Yeah.
But he was partially blinded before the
Yeah.
game.
Yes.
Like, he
That's
couldn't see.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I mean,
I mean,
I
good for
don't
him,
know.
that's a good
I don't know
job.
what's the consequence and what's the cause, but he was not himself in the game. You missed a couple of jump balls where you just mistimed it.
But he
and-
still went
Still
off for
had
8 for 124
Yeah.
and 3
Yeah, yeah.
touchdowns.
Absolutely.
I think the finest couldn't see him. Like, even though they played great and everything, but like
Well, defensively,
it's
they
their
did not
one
play
it's their
great.
one guy that they have running down the field, and he went off for 124 and 8 and 3.
But there was a moment where the game was still close.
it was weird, right?
Yeah,
It shouldn't have been.
no, because it didn't feel close at
It
any
was
point.
pure domination by finest.
It did not feel close
No.
at any point, except the score was close. Kevin Wyatt throws a wobbler in the flats, which rarely happens. J.D. Chevalier makes a great break on it, is only able to get one hand on it. Had he been able to break half a second earlier, it was a pick six,
yeah.
Well,
and it was a game.
I would go a bit further than that, because that's a tough play. That's
Yeah.
a tough play.
No, but he was there in position.
Yeah, yeah.
It just he couldn't get his other hand up in time because of how hard Kevin Wyatt
yes,
throws. you
yes,
know?
no. For
Imagine
sure.
a hard wobbler from Kevin. Imagine trying to catch
Oh,
that
it
ball.
looked like broken fingers.
Yeah.
I was standing like in that line of sight, and I was like, that looks awful.
No, for sure. But I will take it a bit further in saying that the Braves had an actual chance to take advantage of the clock management. They had the ball back with I think 4 or 5 plays left at the end of the half, and they chose to throw it back to Vincenzo Nardone, who threw a pick.
It was awful.
And it was terrible.
It was awful.
And thank God for them that Finest didn't score with I think the 3 or 4 plays that they have left, because that game would have been over by halftime. But what the hell were they doing? They had a chance to march the field, even though they threw a pick on their first drive with 5 guys and still be relatively in the game.
So, also, another thing that happened on the play, I just remembered. Pat Jerome jumped up and intercepted it at the 1-yard line. He then came to the ground, collected his feet, and took a step back into the end zone. It was not called a safety. From my angle,
That's interesting.
I
I didn't see. I was all.
well,
other side
you
of
wouldn't
the
understand.
field.
I was next to Simon, myself, Simon, Mo, all looked at it and said,
Did anybody else notice, like on the field? Did anybody say anything?
The Braves kind of protested for like a half a second,
Yeah.
but like I said, like they kind of were acting defeated, even though
That's their own mistake. Like,
Yeah.
why are you making Vince throw the ball
Yeah.
from your own 10?
And he
when you
threw a
have 4
40
plays
yards.
left? He threw it. He went for gold, man. He went for the whole
It
thing.
was
Why
in-
is
it
Vince
was near
going
a
for
while.
gold?
yeah, it was in the air a while.
Yeah.
Also in this game, early on, Antoine Leclerc making a great catch on a perfectly thrown fade. All of Kevin White's deep balls were absolute perfection.
They looked great, man.
Jesus.
He looked great throwing those deep balls. What I thought was a bit weird was when he got closer to the end zone, he was throwing some a bit uncharacteristic for Kev. Normally he's so on the money, with his red zone play calls, but they're a bit high, even over a Ked, which I thought was a bit weird. But what saved him was his deep ball was one of the best I've ever seen
incredible.
from him, and that's saying
That's
something.
So
saying
one,
a lot, yeah.
he threw one to a Ked where a Ked had dudes all over him, and
Yeah.
it was in the spot where only a Ked could catch the ball. You know what I mean?
He
It's-
was the one he threw to Harrington
that one too.
was.
That one too.
Well, considering you both watched the
Beautifully
game,
thrown.
honest question: do you think if Braves showed up, full squad, ready to go, 7 guys instead of 5, do you think they would have been?
They needed a mistake.
No,
They
yeah,
needed,
no.
Because look at the score, and they show up
No,
with 5
the
guys,
score's not
and the
indicative.
guys partially blind going into the game.
They called a timeout at the beginning, and they started with the ball, so it wasn't anything like, they got scored on when they were 5
But they
guys.
didn't score on the first drive, right?
But
They
because he
didn't.
there a pick.
With 5 guys.
No,
the
they
guy-
were 6 to
okay,
start.
They ended
Okay.
up, well, he ended up showing up, but I mean, they didn't have the snapper.
But
he
then
was
the-
late. He was late. The snapper was late, so that might have played a part in it.
Yeah, but the first 2 drives were when George Gary P didn't look himself. He then settled into the game.
Yeah. Well.
But
Yeah.
I will say, had they shown up on time, warmed up, maybe it's a little bit different. But honestly, to me, the big moment again, JD Chevalier making a ridiculous break on the ball, and even at that, still being half a second late.
Yeah. But he was wearing.
Because that pick 6 changes the game.
He wasn't wearing his own cleats, by the way.
Oh, that's another thing.
Kyle lent him.
Absent-mindedly.
Absent-mindedly, I was like, Kyle, we play right after, right? He's like, I didn't even think of that. How am I gonna warm up? It was
God
so
bless
weird.
Kyle.
He came and asked me for my cleats, and he was like, thank God mine didn't fit him. And then Kyle's like, oh no, I wear 10 and a half, so you can wear mine. I was like, what are you doing, man?
So Rare Bears beat Monsters 19-6. Marco seems to have convinced you, Vinny. I know you weren't there, but he seems to have convinced you about
didn't
how
convince
great
him.
this performance was.
Look,
By
I
who?
looked.
by our
let-
defense.
Tell
I
me-
looked at the
tell
stat
me.
sheet. I looked at the stat sheet. I saw 19 points against Monstars, which I'm sorry, but it's one of the weaker defenses in Division A.
Mm-hmm.
Without one of their top players, Breezeball, and I'm like, Marco shot the bed. That was my honest opinion. I'm like, how do you score only 19 points?
Yeah, I did.
Marco described the game, and I can kind of see
How did you describe it?
a couple drops, a couple.
I said there was one drop.
Well,
and I said
one
our
play
de-
where
our
it took a
defense
bad
was-
bounce,
yeah,
and it
bad
led into
bounce.
interception in the red zone.
And
That was the one
and
that
whose-
Jacques Void-
And whose fault did I say that was?
Marco's.
I said it was mine
Yeah.
because I didn't tell him that.
He
I
didn't
wanted
blame
him to
anybody.
sit.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna be honest. You didn't blame anybody.
Yeah.
The way you described it, I could see how it turned out. I'm still a little shocked. You only scored 19 points, but you said that they actually look stronger without Breezeball,
It
which
was
I find
weird.
funny.
It was weird
They-
because
yeah.
they couldn't play. They couldn't play man, so they were switching up all their coverages, and I didn't really have a good feel for what was gonna happen.
They did
It was-
a lot of
it was really
they did
weird.
a lot of good work shooting gaps.
It was
Yeah.
really
it was
weird.
They have good athletes, so
They do,
have
yeah.
the ability to do that. And when
And
you
it wasn't moving the ball. The problem. It was finishing
Yeah.
in the red zone.
but it was in the first drive you threw an interception to Kwesi Gordon-Wall's
on
chest.
the on the one, yeah.
But it was exactly that. Is
Yeah.
that you saw something, he immediately took it away. You know what I mean? And like I saw it in your face the second the ball left your hand.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, that was dumb.
yeah,
But Quasi makes those plays like
Yeah.
just flies out of nowhere.
But he's so quick and he reads the ball well.
Yeah.
He reads
Yeah.
the defense well.
yeah,
And the other thing is, I will say, before the game, I was trying to talk trash to Marco every chance I got. So
Oh, absolutely.
I went up to him and I was like,
respect
"Hey man, your release looks awful." And he's like, "Yeah, I know my wrist hurts." I was like, "Well, now I feel bad."
No.
that.
No,
What a
it's
dick making
fine,
me feel
it's fine,
bad.
It's fine. It's fine.
But I will say, like in a sense, both things are right. To a degree, Marco shat the bed because early on, dude, you were awful.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was the worst I've seen you play in years.
I know.
Playoff pressure, man.
No,
Playoff pressure.
it was
Just missing
just
guys and guys that were wide
Please
open.
just jump. Just agree.
No,
yeah,
but you know
playoff
what it
pressure,
is.
man.
Yeah.
But just missing guys
you.
and we just but then after that we kind of buckled down and we were fine after that. We scored our last 3 possessions. It was all right.
Yeah.
But our defense is really what saved us. Made
No,
a
for
couple
sure.
switches.
Their defense,
We made a couple
unbelievable.
Well,
switches.
and the switch you guys made to have Jamal Gittins rush over Matt Kerouac, who's now older with children and dad
bod,
bodded.
yeah.
And that's not anything against Kerouac.
Oh,
and his
absolutely
rushing
is.
ability.
He's not as good. He's old.
No,
He's
it's that
not.
Jamal, the matchup Jamal gave against Rod was just better.
And the matchup
Well-
has to do with his lack of athleticism.
Yeah, but
actually.
Jamal is straight up like a bullet. He's going full speed, and he's going to get him. And when he
Yeah,
misses, he misses by an
but
inch.
it wasn't even
He's
that.
gonna
He broke down
force-
well too.
Yeah,
Like
but
he,
he's
But
gonna
that's what I mean,
force
but when-
Rod to throw the ball.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I agree. And where Kerouac is, he'll come in and he'll stop about 2-3 yards short of him, and he'll contain, and he does a great job containing against some quarterback. But the way Mashoud plays,
Yeah.
you have to put that pressure. If you try to just contain him alone, he's going to buy time. He's
Yeah.
going to make that
and
cross
that-
body
he,
throw.
He wants to buy time. Because
Yeah.
again, that's the thing that makes them exciting, right?
Yeah.
Is,
it's
is-
beautiful.
Is that crazy style play where he moves to one side, he's not afraid to throw it across
That's
his
it.
body. And
So that was our thought process. And look, our defense was after the first drive, we were awesome. I don't think anyone was even really close to us.
6 fast guys minus Ryan beat Coyotes minus Sam Feeder.
Rough, man. Rough game for
It was
Danny.
ugly.
Rough game for Danny.
But not only that, like I got to give a shout out to our colleague Justin Blanchard. He
Yo,
made-
more than one catch finally in the game.
Yes,
Congrats, Justin.
But not only that, he made catches with dudes draped all over him. Like him and Danny Demore collided. He made catches with a guy pulling him down from the shoulders. And even like at one point he shook a dude off in the end zone and looked down at him like get off kind of thing. I mean like very uncharacteristic.
Allen
Justin
Iverson
Blanchard.
high step over
I
him.
mean, let me ask you: do you think it's a fair trade-off that Coyotes didn't have their quarterback, but 6 Fast didn't have?
No.
Brees
No,
Boyd?
because
Quarterbacks win games for teams.
course.
Or
No.
One
And-
receiver will not
but
win a
not
game.
but not only that, like again, like we joked about Justin Blanchard all season, and he's not Anthony Breezeball, but he's not a slouch. Like he's
Justin
not an awful
Blanchard
player.
is a good Division B receiver. It just with that receiving core, he just gets put on the in the back. So
Yeah.
But now
It's-
he had the chance to
yeah,
shine
exactly.
because and Alex Pilon
Whereas-
still had a great day and Dean Dimitri was kind of balled down, but Marc-Antoine Vien making those catches in the trenches like he always
I
does.
mean, Pilon.
yeah, but Pilon's
all
just-
over the box score, man.
Yeah.
3 PDs, 2 INTs, 3 TDs.
Well, the PDs are more on the quarterback. And again, nothing against Danny Demore. He's starting to play quarterback. This is a tough place to start to play quarterback in Division
yeah.
B. You
He's
know?
moving up, man. Every year he's moving up in divisions. He's gonna get better.
You've got to
but-
respect that.
Yeah.
You have to respect that. Guys that are moving up,
But it's a lot of pressure. He has not played quarterback in Division B this
let alone
year.
play quarterback much for his own team.
Well, that's what I mean. Like it was Lilnowski, I think, every time was spared for them.
Yeah.
And they also had, if anybody else, it was not Danny Demore. And then he comes into a playoff game,
Yeah.
completely raw, no chemistry
Against the
with any of
best
these
team in the division.
guys. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's tough.
Well, STL would disagree and say that they're the best team after their performance.
They
against
look like
Chalk
it. They look like it.
20, ridiculous catch at the back of the end zone by
Dylan
Jamie
looked
Ojea.
fantastic.
Dylan looked great. Dylan at one point, Mario Pareca and Dylan Taylor both had 3 completions, and the score was 27-0.
Mm-hmm.
So
Jesus.
Yeah, Dylan looked amazing. I mean,
Good. I'm
12
glad.
12
I'm
for
glad to finally see
17.
Dylan do well,
I
man.
saw him yesterday, and I told him like, "Yo, just keep going like that, man. Like whatever you were doing,
keep scoring and stop
No,
not
but
scoring.
I mean, like whatever he was doing, whatever the play calls he was doing,
yeah,
and whatever was right in his head that day, keep doing it. Man. Do it again on Sunday.
for sure.
You
It'll
know,
be a good game Sunday. I can't wait for that one.
Honestly, this one here, what surprised me was I thought the drop the mic defense would give STL a harder time, as we talked about in the last podcast. I was dreadfully wrong. They were doing whatever they wanted, and Dylan Taylor just seemed like he had forever to throw the ball.
Well, he spread the ball, which is nice. He didn't just focus on Theo. That's the problem.
No, but he was calm. The play, like, and I look back at their game of the week last year, today, and I was like, that's the same Dylan Taylor. It was just poised and throwing the concept instead of forcing the ball to
That's
the
it.
guys he likes.
Yep.
He sees the concept, throws the concept.
Yeah.
That's it. Dylan Taylor was my early pick for quarterback of the year this season.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Dylan Taylor is
I can't see what
progressed.
you're showing me, Chapman. All right, that's perfect.
Dylan Taylor's improved every time I've watched him play, and just the last few games during their losing slump in the end of the season, he seemed to regress so much. But this is the Dylan Taylor that I expected before the season started. Spraying the ball, reading the defense, don't force it to Theo. Theo is a superstar, and you need to, but use that to your advantage when the matchup is there, and just feed the rest. And you can see he spread the ball around, and he did a great job doing it finally.
Sometimes having a guy like Theo, like it works against you when you want to feed him so much. But if you're smart about how you use him sometimes, and you use him, you know, it's so retarded to say, but using him as a little bit of a decoy sometimes can open up the whole field for everyone else.
Well, again,
That's it,
to me, what I saw was Dylan calling the concept. So yeah, he has Theo deep. Theo's taken away. What's underneath?
Yeah.
What's at 10 yards? What's at 12 yards?
Yeah.
And he was taking it, and it looked great. That's what SDL should look like. That's what having a dominant receiver should let the rest of your offense look like.
Exactly.
Fill in the blanks.
Yeah. No, and they look great. So
Fill in the blanks. I'm transitioning.
I was waiting, and he started talking.
well, no, I was just saying, like, they looked great. That's all I was gonna say.
Marco, for Rare Bears to beat the Finest in the finals this Sunday
Let's go.
at 9 p.m. ish.
It'll probably be a bit later.
It always is.
Yeah.
So 9:45.
Yeah.
What do the Rare Bears need to do?
Well, I don't know. I'm playing. Maybe someone else that's
No,
not
no.
playing.
Marco,
should,
answer
should
damn question.
What are you going to do?
What-
How do you personally assure victory?
I don't assure victory ever.
I mean, that sounds like you're lacking confidence.
No, I'm not.
Wow, Marco,
not.
come on, man.
I would have more faith in my teammates if I was you.
I have tremendous faith in my,
So
in my
then,
teammates.
so then, which of your teammates will help you defeat the Finest this weekend?
I'm gonna say Anthony Como is gonna be
Bold.
I like it.
a big part. You know, he always is, man. He's so under
He's
the radar.
physically a big part too.
Everybody wants to say like things about other snappers. Como is the best snapper in flag. The way that the ball gets like to my chest so fast every time makes me okay as a quarterback. Like he gives me so much more time.
Mm-hmm.
So him, and I'm gonna say Jordan McLaren. These two guys always change a game. And I'm
For
going to
sure.
say those two are going to be the reason why. You know, I could say Theo, whatever, but everyone knows Theo. Everyone knows he's the best player in flags. So.
Vinny, why is Marco wrong?
No, I'm not gonna say he's wrong. I'm gonna say I've been very critical.
Why is he wrong? Is the question I asked you.
But he is not
Yeah, he
wrong.
is.
Theo's definitely the best player on that field.
No, Theo's the best player in flag.
Okay,
Yeah.
GM,
But
shut
why
up. Do
is
your own
he-
podcast. I've said this numerous times. I think Theo is the best player in flag. I've been very
But
critical.
you don't think, you know.
I know.
Okay.
I will.
So
whatever.
far, you guys
I'll
are just
stand
saying
on
the same
table.
thing over and over. It's very entertaining for
Just
everyone,
say
I
it.
promise you.
Theo is the best player in
please
flag.
continue saying the same thing.
Montreal Finest, you hear that? Theo can burn any one of your defenders.
like
And I will.
that. See,
I will honestly.
You made that good. You made that
But I
good.
will honestly
you
say
made
that-
You made that a lot
You
better.
made that good.
I truly believe that he could beat any one of them. Nathan Taylor, I'm sorry, he'll beat you. Garrett, he'll beat you. Aked, he'll beat you. Pat Jerome, he'll destroy you.
Well, Ked doesn't play much D.
Destroy. Well,
If he did,
Aked,
destroyed.
no, but no, that was Pat Jerome. Aked, he might just beat you. Pat, he'll destroy you. But anyways, I don't know what I was
So
gonna say.
why do the Finest beat Rare Bears this
Yeah,
week?
that was the question.
If they will.
Because Kevin is flawless, man. I don't think the Rare Bears will stop Kevin. And I personally, it's tough because I'm gonna pick the Rare Bears to win this game. But if I'm picking the Finest and why they'll win, it's Kevin's gonna be just his pinpoint accuracy, just destroy the
Methodical,
defense.
just
Yeah,
go, yeah.
yeah. And you know what? He'll take the big plays. He'll drive the field. He'll do what he takes. And if anything, Marco will make that one mistake where he's more prone to than Kevin is in the big games.
That's a fair assessment.
I mean,
It's
in,
nothing
in,
personal
in the
against
end, in the
Marco.
end, we're parsing like the two best teams in
Yeah.
FPL,
Two best
right?
teams, the
I
two best
mean,
quarterbacks. Granted, Mushtood had an amazing season. I'm not taking anything away from that. But like preseason and in the past with the history, the two best quarterbacks. You're looking at the two. It's this the finals that should have been before the season started.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but this
it's
is
what we thought we'd get.
It's the last
Yeah.
like 4 freaking finals.
Could I say that this is the exact finals that I think we predicted in the preseason with the both two divisions, STL,
Yeah.
Six
Yeah.
Fast, and Rare Bears
Absolutely.
and Finest. It's funny how the season was so bizarre,
It-
but
it-
yet
it
the
started-
final
They
results
didn't
started-
play
the
that
exact
way.
same.
Yeah,
It's
they
starting
didn't
to
play
get like
that
the NBA where you don't know how it's gonna get there, but
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen
Exactly.
before it happens, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is that I mean, it's part of what makes this league amazing,
Yeah.
regardless of the who makes it to the finals. And
Oh,
and
it
again,
made
we
it
have-
better for us. We had storylines all year.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Our Rare Bears
Marco,
gonna make the playoffs.
Marco, 3 words.
Yeah.
How will you deal with Kevin Wyatt? And one of those 2 words has to not be related.
One of the 2 words has to not be related.
So just 2 words,
Like-
and then an extra word.
So
means
like,
nothing.
so just 2 words and then
Yeah.
another word.
Yeah.
Oh my
2
god.
words and another word. 3 words. Make it happen.
Man, pressure.
No, stop.
I'm helping you here.
No, I don't want it.
I was gonna take forever now. We're gonna be here all night.
It's got to be quick, also.
Yeah,
'cause
it's
we're
gotta be
gonna-
quick.
Their podcast will be
So
late now.
three words. How do we stop Kevin Wyeth?
Yes. Well, only 2 words count. The other one is not related.
It's so tough. Oh my god.
Dude, it can't be that hard. It's only 3 words.
All right, next question.
Yeah, but okay.
We're staying on this one. It takes all night.
How do I stop Kevin Wyeth? 3 words.
How do your
2
team-
words. 'Cause
No,
the other
yeah,
one doesn't
but
count.
okay. So 2 words. Okay. Jamal, Matt, Rush.
So which one's not related?
Oh,
All right, cool.
Oh, well done, well done, well done.
thank you.
Six
Thank
Fast and
Thank
STL
you.
are
That was all
going.
That was good.
That was good. That was good. I gotta
Thank
give
you.
it to you.
Six Fast and STL are taking on each other in the Division B finals at Brossard at 8 p.m. ish, 8:30.
Yeah.
So
9.
Gentlemen, or let's start with you, Vinny. How do you see this game shaking up?
Oh man, I'm excited for this game. This is a game I don't even know how to say it. I'm actually really no, but this is the final.
I hate to see you on the first date,
If
man.
I'm not,
Vinny trying to get it done is complicated.
90% of the time, close every time.
Yeah. Okay.
Just some straight up Sex Panther right there.
Sex Panther.
exactly. I got nothing. Like, no, but like,
All right,
this
Marco.
is-
Yeah.
I'm hoping, honestly, Dylan plays the way Dylan plays because I want to see STL take this one. I
So you
think-
hate Six Fast guys when it's right?
I just think
Marco?
They,
He
and
has,
they're-
a, he
no,
has a personal vendetta against
no,
them.
but I know the
understand.
way they think. They think they're better than everybody else. I played them
Mainly
numerous
Justin
times.
Blanchard, right? I mean, he's
Justin
he's
Blanchard's
very
a
full of himself.
douchebag.
I know. he just
Look,
really
Justin
likes
Blanchard's
himself.
gonna get 1 catch for 3 yards in the finals, and he'll be like, "Yes."
And somehow win MVP. He'd be
Um,
proclaimed MVP like Simon Dashny proclaimed himself All-Star.
No, but this is
Yeah.
gonna be a good game, honestly, and it's the 2 best teams are matching up. It's beautiful. I'm very curious to see how STL's defense will match up against Six Fast, considering their short dink and dunk 4-play offense. I'm very curious to see what Theo dials up for that for that offense.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. I'm kind of conflicted on this. I don't really know how this game is gonna play out.
All right?
Like, it's weird to me because STL has the best player on the field, but Six Fast have maybe the other 5. You
Yes.
know, so
Whoa, hate on Jamie right there.
no, I'm not hating on them, but
That's some
hate.
quick math.
Hey, Jamie, you hear that?
no, but what I'm saying is I don't know how this game is gonna play out, but I know Theo is definitely prepared. He wants to win this game. STL is his team
Yeah.
that he loves these guys. He's definitely gonna be prepared for them. I don't know how they're gonna match up against them. I don't see it. I don't
Chapman,
see
what does
it.
that bring us to?
Games of the week.
Finest Rare Bears, Vinny.
I'm calling the upset. I think Rare Bears are taking this. They're finally taking control of this rivalry.
Give me finest 31-26.
Ooh, deep and specific.
Cool. So that would be this is gonna be the 3rd time that we play each other in the finals. So
Yes.
they'll be up 2-1. You're saying?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Cool. Next game.
Marco's
Chapman?
pissed. He wants to talk about
No,
it.
He can't pick his own
I can't
game.
pick. I can't pick the game.
Well, I understand that.
Just say we're gonna win.
Rare Bears?
We
Do
are
not
gonna-
think you're gonna win the game.
Yeah, we are gonna.
Okay, so
Rare
let's
Bears.
say
So what's the point?
Oh wait, I had to pick your game for you. Okay.
Yeah, Chapman, pick.
I'll go Rare Bears.
Thanks,
that.
man.
Oh, Chapman.
He's just saying that because you're here.
No, he's not.
No, I'm not. I don't know what you're talking
He's
about.
not even looking at you.
Yeah, yeah, you're right there. He's looking out the window over
Eyes
there.
down. Like
I'm trying to look innocent.
Chapman, what segment is it?
Games of the week.
Sorry, it's the last time I want to hear it twice.
I should have said game of the week. There's only one left
Yeah,
now.
so
Yeah.
what's the game?
STL versus Six Fast Guys minus Ryan Philippe.
All right.
Marco?
Ryan.
So I'm gonna say that this game is gonna go into overtime. I'm gonna say that STL is gonna go for the win after being down, and they're gonna do like a halfback, and Theo's gonna throw the game-winning touchdown to Jamie,
Ooh, deal to Jamie.
and it's gonna be a 37-37 game going into overtime.
I'm not going to be as specific, but I am also taking STL. I think that Dylan Taylor is going to finally live up to the expectation I've been giving him all season, and he's going to dominate this game.
How do you spell meltdown? STL. Give me 6 fast minus Ryan. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This was Marco. This was Vinny. This was Chapin. This was Peas. And remember, goodbye.